Welcome to the show. Come on in, take a seat. Turn it up a little louder, feel the rhythm, feel the beat. Stories, laughs, and voices you already know. Plus a few surprise friends stealing scenes in every episode. So we play, let it roll, let the good times flow. Big ideas, special guest stars. Welcome to a show. Oh, oh, oh,
Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Paul Baum. And before we get into anything, look at these audio sliders. OBS had an update, and man, um, wow. Anyway, I'm your host, Paul Baum. Welcome to the show. Now, I went to Comic Con today, and I'm going to talk about it because, wow, they picked the worst location they could have at this. So, we went to Comic Con, and um, we went to Comic Con, and there was. Now, let me recap the day. So, me and Red told me he was going to go to Comic Con. And this exact Comic Con they were holding at the State Fair. Now, the State Fair is, like I've made a video about the State Fair. It's a live stream technically, but it's the same thing. It's the State Fair. I put bumper cars like live streamed bumper cars at the State Fair when me and Red were at the fair one time. So basically, here's how everything went down. So, like I said, me and Red were going to Comic Con. He told me he was going to be at the State Fair, and they said they were going. Him and a couple of friends. I didn't know how many friends there was going to be, but we talked a bit on Discord, and I was going to meet, a, you know, some of his friends in real life. We've talked to Patrick. Patrick was on one of our previous episodes of the show, and I was going to meet her. That never happened. What happened was they had already maybe they gotten their tickets in advance and whatnot and already entered the con. We had to go from when we entered all the way down to an arena area where they have like horse riding and whatnot. Well, we go to like this place, right? We go to the arena, we get separated, and then like how we get separated by who I guess is in the con, who's getting wristbands, who bought their tickets online, whatever. And there's people who don't have tickets, don't have wristbands, and they had to go on a separate door. And we had to go into the separate door because we didn't have tickets, we didn't buy them online, we didn't do any of the things we needed to do for said thing. So Red was also in that uh, room, that like door. Anyway, we get in and we're in the back of the line until more people start showing up, and then there's we I call Red and he doesn't answer. And then I call him again. He doesn't answer. Finally, I think like after 3 calls, he calls me. And I asked him, I'm like, where are you? He's like, we'll raise our swords, because he was cosplaying as Sandro. And anyway, and we were like, okay, we see the swords, we'll walk over to. He was like, if anybody asks, we'll just say that you're in our group. I was like, okay, fine, fair enough. If anybody asks, we're in Red's group with him and his friends. So we get there, we meet I meet his friends in like actually real life, and not behind the Discord screen and whatnot. And I'm standing there, I'm sitting there, And I'm like, where's Patrick? Because Patrick was also coming to the con with us. Well, like I said, I said this before. Patrick and someone else already entered the con. This was Red's ride, or yeah, I think Red's ride or something. Red Red got a ride to Comic Con anyway, and I believe we didn't get in. We waited in line for 2 hours. We kept asking staff when the line was going to move, and never did. Finally, a couple of our friends, because I got bored, and I started taking pictures. So I have now. I will say I blotched out their faces for privacy reasons. Obviously, I blotched out the faces for privacy reasons. We have me as the Whistling Man, Red, our three friends here, um, and here's the two people that I was with at the time. But eventually, those three friends decided they weren't going to stay there anymore, and they decided, hey, let's leave. So they left. Well, we decided eventually to leave, and we were just going to go to the mall. So we did go to the mall, but, and here is, I don't know if it was before or after we went to the mall or something. This is a picture, me and Red. He was Tanjiro. As I said, the Whistling Man, and we did get. He wore his Tanjiro cosplay in the mall. So I have a YouTube video from our YouTube channel. Let me get that up. Okay. Now this is me and Red's channel. We have had this channel for I don't know how long we've had this channel. How long have we had this channel? Our oldest video, was this. This is our oldest video. Oh, you know what? Never mind. Okay. Anyway, we have this video, which is we uploaded today, was the mall.
The Lads in the Mall, Part 2. Show them what you got.
Where? Hold on. Excuse me?
The Lads in the Mall. Go. Go.
We were riding the escalator.
Yeah. Brother, no! Brother, no! Brother, I'm coming! I'm coming, brother! Brother, no! Don't leave me! Don't leave me! My brother! Brother, my brother!
We had some shenanigans in there.
We've been just going up and down.
And then I think we went down the escalator.
Hoping we don't get Final Destination. This
We
is
weren't
basically
gonna,
how
we
our
weren't gonna
nights
get
going.
Final Destination.
We went to Comic Con.
We waited in line for 2 hours.
We waited in line for like 2 hours and they didn't let us in. So we're basically making our own entertainment, right, Red?
Yeah, they're probably shut down by now.
One more time.
So basically, we said that they were probably shut down, and that actually happened. I think at like 3 o'clock, they were like, "All right, people are snaking around the arena building. Let's shut this down." People were refunded, and me and Red wanted to go into Comic Con and meet like creators because there was people that were going to be there, like the voice of Alistair from Hazbin Hotel. But we decided to go to the mall, and we had a great time at the mall. We had a great time at the mall. Um, and I even took this, because I got something at the mall, which I will be unboxing in tonight's live stream. If you see this video, if you see this live stream episode, this is Kamen Rider Revice, and I got this at the mall because why not? I was gonna buy other like Super Sentai or Power or Kamen Rider things. I never did. I never could. And so I decided, hey, you know what? Whatever. If I couldn't do it, I couldn't do it. and we decided, like I said, we decided to leave. But um, Red. Then we went to Barnes and Noble, and that trip we went. Like I said, we went to Barnes and Noble, and we just we went to Barnes and Noble. He got some books, and then we left. We went home. After that, actually, we went to an Andes. We got some Andes ice cream and whatnot and stuff. It's technically not really ice cream; it's frozen custard, but I mean, it's basically the same thing. Um, but we went there and we went there. We got we didn't we waited in line for 2 hours, and finally, like, his friends decided they weren't going to wait any longer, and they were gonna just leave, because we kept asking the staff, like, hey, when is the line gonna start moving, when can we go into the con? Basically, they picked the worst location possible to hold this con, and when it got too full, they were like, oh, well, we don't know what to do, let's just shut it down. And most people got refunded. They shut it down and it got refunded. I do remember I came home, my legs felt like jelly because we were standing so long. We were walking around the mall, all of this, and my legs were hurting, obviously. And we decided, hey, we're gonna, go. We're gonna, like, you know, we're gonna, just I'm gonna come. I basically just came back after we dropped Red off after getting the ice cream and stuff. We got ice cream with Red. The ice cream, we ate the ice cream. We took Red home, and you know all was well. But the problem is that um I was on call with Red after we took him home and after I got home because of I really don't know, actually. I but just decided, hey, gonna be on call with Red, so you know. But yeah, of course, the town has, like, actually, how big is that town? What's the population of the town that we were in? Okay, so the population of the town that we were in is 17,000. Or sorry, the 2024, it was 170,596 people in the town that we were in. Now that's probably changed, because it says the area has surpassed 500,000 residents. Um, so basically, I mean, it might be over 5,000 at this point as of July 20. It says the metro population of this town is 500,694 as of July 2025. And we went there, we had a grand old time, and while waiting in line for 2 hours, and they did not move the line. They didn't move it. We were just standing there in the line for like 2 hours. I'm sorry, I need to calm down. It just it irks me because, like, it was a week and I got ready for this. It had been a week when I heard about this, and I was getting ready for this weekend, and then it came to an end when they didn't let us in and whatnot. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. But we went to the mall. We made something of the day anyway. We bought some stuff because Red also got a lava lamp at the mall, bought some stuff, and yeah. So obviously, but yeah, it's just some of our friends got in. We didn't meet them and whatnot. I didn't meet them, but like I said, Patrick had already been on the podcast in like an earlier podcast when I was telling random stories in one of the episodes, and um, we also met like a General Kenobi cosplayer and took a picture with him. Me and Red got in a picture with him. So, and we kept like referencing Star Wars to the guy. We were like, General Kenobi, your lightsaber will make a fine addition to our collection. He actually did have a lightsaber on his belt, which was cool. So, but I mean, I don't know. It just the day turned out how I didn't expect it to. And I did take, like I said, I think I said already, I took a nap when I got home because I was just exhausted from the day. And getting up that early, because we got up at 9. I got up at 9 and we got to the place around like 10 and we were waiting in line. So we waited in line for 2 hours. When did I call Red first? Okay. So I called him at, let's see, I think we got to the call. Okay, so I called him at 10:26. He didn't answer. So I called him at 10:27, right after the call. And he called me. That's when I raised the swords and whatnot. So I did call him. I don't think he answered though. But I didn't call him on Discord before. Uh I called him on regular before, and yeah, it just, like I said, it just didn't seem, you know, it didn't turn out how I was expecting it to. So, yeah. Obviously, this episode's probably gonna be uh, a bit, shorter than all the others because there's really not that much that I could tell you. We went to Comic Con, we didn't get in. We went to Andy's, got some Andy's. We took Red home. We came back home. I took a nap until dinner was ready. And that's basically it. I mean, I don't think anything else to say about this. I mean, like, what more can I say about this event? I mean, you know, like, I don't think there is anything else that I can say. So, but that's basically it for this episode. Um, I wish there was more I could do with it, like more I could say, but the reality of the whole situation is that me and Red we went to Comic Con, or we went to Comic Con with two different, like, he got a ride from someone. I got taken to Comic Con by someone. We left, whatever, you know. But we were gonna get autographs and stuff from Alistair. I was gonna get an autograph from Alistair, and it just never happened because they wouldn't let us in the con. It's like, okay, like, if you're gonna make a con, if you're gonna have a con, I'm talking to people. If someone on the staff members potentially see this, if you're gonna make a con, if you're gonna hold Comic Con, don't hold it where you held it today. just don't hold it where you held it, please. So I just don't hold it where you held it today. I mean, honestly, like makes like get a bigger like place. Get a bigger place that you can hold it. I get like the fairgrounds is the big, or they, you know what? They could have had the whole fairgrounds if people didn't park their cars in the fairgrounds. They could have had a way bigger fairgrounds. No, they didn't. They chose to do it where they chose to do it because they thought it was big enough. No, it really wasn't. There, I mean, there were people outside when we were leaving. There were people outside of where everybody else, where the Comic Con people were. It was a heat of the moment thing. I was like, what if we just rush the doors? I mean, like, I can call a few of my few buddies and like they can all come down here. We can all rush the doors and stuff. But I mean, security would drag us out eventually. I mean, seriously. But Red was like, okay, because we were taking. He came with someone else. He came with someone else, and then he was like, he's gonna go back with us. But he decided he was gonna go to the mall with us. He was like, you know what? All right, sure, let's go to the mall. And we did see people from Comic Con at the mall. Like we saw people that were in their cosplays at the mall when we were there. And yeah, just I heard a story that one person was at the con. I think one person was at the con. So the person who took me, the she had a friend that was at that same con, that same Comic Con, and to they went to this Comic Con. I had a ticket. They didn't get in though. They couldn't get in. This lady was refunded because they had to shut it down because they were over capacity. And I just don't understand why they couldn't hold it outside because none of the buildings had like any AC. We even went to the mall and the buildings didn't have AC in them. The only bit of relief that we had with AC was when we were at the when we were in the car. That was the only bit of AC we got. And still it I didn't seem like it was enough, because I was sweating from the building going into the arena building. I was sweating from inside I was sweating in the mall even too. So, you know, but I'm not mad that, you know, cuz we still made something of the day. We still had our own technically Comic-Con in the mall. We had Comic-Con in the mall. We spent our Comic-Con in the mall because we couldn't get in. So, but man, it really sucked. We probably should have bought the tickets in advance because, you know. Anyway, I'm gonna upload this video and I'll see you guys tonight for tonight's stream at 8 o'clock or maybe 8:15. So, see you at the Five Nights at Candy stream. All right, this has been Paul signing off.